Hello.
Howdy ho.
We don't actually have to get
It's
like...
me, Flanders.
Okay, so hello everyone, our 5 listeners. Well, I actually have a very special guest here today. Her name is Ashley. She is one of my best friends. Shannon couldn't be here today. She died. No, we are making a special little side episode from episode 2 because I have a friend here who I'd really love to exchange opinions with, and so that's what we are doing today.
Exchange opinions is a really nice way to put it. I like that.
Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. Yes, it's going to be an exchange of opinions. But for everyone, Ashley's a bit of a skeptic on some things alien, some that I have a very strong beliefs in.
Yeah.
And so that's where the dynamic for this episode is coming from.
Yes.
It's going to be very interesting.
I listened to episode 2, and while I was listening to it, I was like, I wish I was there so I could argue with you.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, let's get into it.
Yes.
Okay, so here's my stance on aliens. I think they're real. I think they've been here for a long time. I think they're among us, and they're watching us, and they're probing us all the time. And maybe they're from another dimension.
So belly button or anus? Which one?
Both. Navel and butthole.
Oof. My stance, I think it is entirely possible, likely, some might say, maybe me, not sure, that alien life exists. I'm not so much, I don't think that they're here probing us or flying around in UFOs. But
Okay.
I have like life on other planets is very possible, and likely, considering how fucking huge the universe is.
Okay, what about all the cases of people who claim to be abducted? There's thousands of these.
Well,
From, like, a while.
yes. We always have I feel like this is our, base misunderstanding, where Andre's like, why would someone make up a story about being abducted by aliens? And I'm like,
Someone can lie, but, like, thousands of people can't. And a lot of them do have, like, physical evidence on their bodies of, like, these scars and these weird dots and shit like that. Or, like, weird, strange metals in their bodies that weren't there before.
But... does
Yeah,
that
their
but-
butts,
wait.
too. Their butts also.
Also have things in them. They weren't there before. I don't know how I got there. Let me just say people like putting stuff on their own butts.
Yeah, that's fair.
But anyways, I feel like, okay, so say there's evidence that something weird happened. The most likely explanation, in my opinion, is not aliens. Obviously, we need a specific scenario for me to, talk about, the possible other shit that happened.
Okay, well,
Talk about one from last episode.
I'm actually gonna give you one from the most recent episode, so I'm gonna spoil it a bit. I spoke about the miracle of the sun and the Saint Fatima sightings. Long story short, there were these 3 children in Portugal in the 20th century. They saw the Virgin Mary. She spoke to them many times. Then she said she was going to perform a miracle on one day. And that day, thousands of people congregated in this field, looked at the sun. The sun danced and did crazy things, and it spewed out lights and shit. And Shannon and I, during the recording of this episode yesterday, were... my stance was, I don't know what caused this, but I do think that it happened because I don't think it's just mass hysteria or some psychological hallucination experienced by the masses, because there were thousands of people there who all said the same thing. And mass hysteria to me feels like a cheap cop-out. So...
Yeah.
So and one thing we said was, what about aliens?
Yeah. My first counter is, where's that story from? Who told you about it? Is it, one person in the
No. One of the 3 children grew up to become a nun. The children's parents also knew about this. The village just knew about it. It's documented. It's well documented by the church.
The church.
Yes.
Not just the person who said that it happened.
And the person who said that it happened, she has memoirs.
Okay, so both of them.
Yes.
Okay, so that's my main concern. It's
Okay.
this person said it happened. Did it really? Especially with how long ago it was. You know?
Yes.
It can very easily become. It's this definitely happened. Well, there's only one person who said it happened.
Right. No.
But now we have corroboration that some freaky shit happened in a field in Portugal.
Yeah, and there were thousands of people there that day. Yeah.
What year was that? Did you say?
This was in 1917.
1970. Oh, that wasn't that long ago.
Then
For
there
some
were-
reason, I thought this was 14.
No. There were pictures.
Okay,
Yeah.
1917 pictures.
I'm not. I mean, there were pictures. Yeah, there were pictures,
Like
but the pictures
shitty
of the
1917
they were taken of the sun were one shitty and two didn't show anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, weird shit that happens with the sun. Possible explanations.
Aliens.
Remembering 8th grade science. What are those called? Solar flares. Oh yeah, those are things.
They said the sun.
Yeah, no, what's the description? What
They
happened?
said, okay, the people there all said that the sun was careening back and forth.
Okay, like moving around.
Yeah,
in the
like
sky.
and like swaying side to side, and the sun actually wasn't the sun. Like the sun was the sun until all of a sudden it actually became this big metallic circle in the sky, more like a I don't know, aluminum made frisbee.
Yeah.
It wasn't so shiny that they couldn't look at it, and that's why they were all able to observe the phenomenon because they cannot look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And that all of a sudden it was like emitting multicolored lights.
Okay.
And it was like dancing.
So your explanation is going to be UFO, right?
Well, I mean, now, yeah, because I'm arguing for, like, maybe when there's unexplained shit, we should think, hey, aliens?
Mhm.
Question mark? Yes,
Question
so
mark?
yes.
How'd the pyramids get there, guys?
The pyramids, the fucking shit, there was, the stones were too heavy,
Were
they were
they?
way too far away
They
from
had
anywhere.
Good technology, man.
The wheel was not invented at the time.
I think you're wrong.
The wheel
I
had
think
not been
you're
invented
wrong.
at the time.
I think you are very wrong.
Maybe
I
they
don't
did
know.
have chariots.
I am not a history buff.
Yeah, never
They
mind.
definitely had
No,
chariots, though.
I think the square,
Yeah.
the square wheel had been invented.
They couldn't exactly roll the blocks, but buoyancy, flotation.
Okay,
I read
fine.
some shit about like canals. It was a long time ago. I am obviously not an expert. Didn't have time for research on how the Egyptians built pyramids. Kind of a tangent, anyways. But,
Yeah.
I will say that I have heard. Well, we learned about shit in some of my classes. If you are familiar with ergot, I believe it's pronounced. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
Ergo?
Ergo.
Yeah.
ERGOT.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the fungus that grows in wheat that makes you fucking hallucinate.
Oh my god, Shannon
which
mentioned
is like
that.
a
yeah.
big like the whole like mass hysteria thing. Like that's one of it's kind of possible. I mean, these are all people from the same village, same wheat crop. They all like at least grow near each other. So this fungus could have spread, and then these people all have like one big great fucking trip. I don't see that's not a great explanation because like why didn't it happen again? You know?
Yeah.
Like why they all have the same shared freaky sun shit. Well, I guess the whole idea is like, we were like, there's gonna be a miracle. Come stand out in the field.
I mean,
and
yeah,
stare at the
there's
sun.
there's the rebuttal of
Yeah, and how many accounts did we get of? Was it like everyone's like, 3 people are like, oh yeah, man, the fucking sun.
No.
moving around.
There were hundreds of written accounts from the thousands of people that were there.
They
So
get all right?
hundreds.
Oh,
No,
1917.
people were interviewed
Okay.
afterwards. But yeah, there could be this kind of confirmation bias of like, there's gonna be a miracle, so
Yeah.
all of a sudden we see a miracle. But for all of them to think that, plus like the fungus is like growing there and it's in the air and they breathe it. That's
Well, no, it's because they eat it.
okay. They all ate it. Like that's too much of a coincidence. Like
Well,
too many things have to go right in that.
But the more simple explanation. Aliens. Fucking aliens, dude.
It's not. It is simpler, but that doesn't mean it's.
Well, no, I'm actually kind of like Occam's razor of like the simplest solution's often the right one. But aliens are not a simple solution.
Yeah,
either.
it's not simple because you have to already like have all these beliefs established.
Yeah.
And then have like your audience believe that in order for it. So
Yeah.
it's a big thing, but it's my fucking podcast. So listen, it was a fucking
We're
aliens.
gonna talk about aliens.
Listen, actually, this is not gonna be spoiled. Actually, this is gonna go after episode 4, so we're totally good. Shannon was talking about the dancing plague of like 14 something.
Yeah. I think it's the same thing.
Ergo was a thing
Ergo.
there. Everyone danced till they died. It's not proven that that's what it was, but she theorized that, and that was like a good one for me. I was like, that's believable.
Yeah.
The other one was witchcraft, which more believable.
Yeah. Fucking witches, dude. Spoiling my milk.
So, yeah. What was I gonna say? What were we gonna talk about? I said aliens.
Aliens.
I'll
in
cut this
general.
out.
Yeah.
No, but you asked about something. You said that you talked about Occam's razor, and I was saying how
Oh yeah,
aliens.
the simplest.
Okay. Anyway, the reason why aliens isn't a bad idea. The Virgin Mary spoke to these children, and Pope Pius XIII said that he himself alone in his like garden years after the Miracle of the Sun event with all these people.
Mm-hmm.
He experienced the same thing by himself in his garden. Like years later, he saw the Miracle of the Sun like 4 days in a row or something like that.
There's no way he could have lied about that. Am I right?
I mean, but really, you can say that about anything. So this is not where we're
That's
going
what
here.
I'm saying about this.
I mean,
It's like, okay, Pope Pius is like, 3 little kids. Come here, listen.
yeah.
We need a miracle. I need you to go out in that field.
I mean, yeah, but,
you know.
But that just makes this boring because you
Well,
can't really say that
yeah,
about
I mean,
anything.
the reports obviously don't know who did it. I don't have the information on how that was all collected. So I mean, that's my
Yeah, I get
basic
that.
argument.
I get that. Well, I think that because I'm not religious, I don't think that
Yeah.
the Virgin Mary spoke to these kids. I think it was
Yeah.
aliens, and I
Yeah.
think that the best way to like talk to them without them freaking out. I don't know whether they
It's
don't
a
do that
religious
anymore.
figure,
It's a
yeah.
religious figure because they were 3 Catholic children raised in like early 20th century Portugal in a small village. They went to church all the time, and maybe the aliens wanted to like show everyone something, and the best way to do it was not for them to like tell the village, yo, everyone like join, but rather have these children like propagate this story.
Yeah.
And it does make sense because like what happened there was pretty extraordinary, and there's nothing like that in like
The Bible.
Christian canon.
Yeah.
Like that was a yeah, I know.
I like how you phrased that. Christian canon. As aside from Christian fan fiction.
Yeah.
Like the Book of Mormon, does that count?
That was yeah, for sure. That was very strange, like the multicolor
Yeah.
lights and the weird like yeah. So that sounds very alien to me.
Yes, well, suspension of disbelief, I agree.
Yeah.
If we are in the case where it's aliens, it is a good idea not to be like popping down and say it's a little gray, like short little gray dude
Yeah.
with big eyes, like, hey, come check out this
I
thing.
mean-
They'd probably kill him.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
set them on fire.
literally one of the things that is in one of the kids' memoirs. Her name is Lucia. Years later, she wrote a memoir about it. The other 2 kids died, by the way. When the Virgin Mary said that they were going to die, they died.
Classic.
And then the Virgin Mary also said that the girl. I put quotations mark when I said Virgin
Yes,
Mary there
yes, yes. Could you hear that?
because I'm saying aliens. I'm
Virgin
saying
Mary.
Yeah, you can't really hear the quotation mark. Sorry, everyone. She also said that Lucia was going to be the one that was going to stay there longer because she needed her in order to propagate a message.
And this is as reported by it.
As reported by her, obviously, yes.
Yeah.
And the Virgin Mary also gave her like 3 secrets. There's like a whole thing about it. But the point is that she was given information and it came true. And if you're not religious, you don't have a lot of possibilities left as to how that came to be.
Yeah. Aside from Big Fat Fib.
I mean, aside
Or
from Big
aliens.
Fat Fib. But the girl did say, like, in 1917, when this happened to her parents and the villagers, the Virgin Mary came to us, spoke to us, said this and this and this, including that, what were their names? Ignacio and whatever. The other 2 kids, my cousins, are going to die soon. They died a year later at ages 9 and 10 from the flu.
Yeah, it's also 1917, so very possible children are
Yes,
dying.
but
Yeah.
this girl lived in like the same vicinities, if not close ones, interacted with the same people who probably had the same flu. She did not die, and she lived to be 97 years old. And the cousins died, and they were all around the same age. So,
Well,
yeah, chance, but also like,
individual
damn.
Immunity. Anyways,
Yeah.
we don't need to get into that. I'm
I
taking
mean-
immunology right now, by the way. I fucking hate it.
okay, so anyway, that's what I think about that. I think that maybe the conclusion to this is, maybe aliens are here. It's just that they present themselves in ways where we can identify them as like the Greys or the Martians or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're walking among us. So great segue. Aliens are walking among us in suits, working. Well, I don't know if they're working jobs.
Why would they work a job?
But they're in suits.
Research? Character research?
Like in the movies when they're fucking like walking around a crowd of people in New York, but like they look like lifeless and pale, and they're just like beep beep boop, like just like
That
that.
just sounds like someone who hasn't had enough sleep.
Um,
Calling them aliens?
I don't know, like Men in Black.
Yeah.
Like the actual Men in Black, like
Yeah.
theories of like there are, not the movies. There are apparently like according to a lot of people. Quotation
Another
marks.
air quote, yeah.
yeah. There are, whether you choose to believe this or not, there are men who visit people's homes after these people have alleged to have seen aliens or have some kind of encounter, either first, second, third, or fourth kind.
Can we go over the kinds?
Yeah.
Is this a sidetrack or?
This is a science, dude. Like, first, first kind of encounter with aliens is seeing them.
Okay.
Second kind is
Touching their boobs.
Oh, actually, because the third kind.
Second boobs.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah. Second kind is boy, I think. Oh, I'm just so ignorant. I thought I knew these by memory. I think it's seeing. Yeah, let me Google this. Okay.
Oh, they're just different types.
Yes. I did some research. Apparently, the first kind is seeing lights, like seeing UFOs from a distance. The second kind is when they leave physical evidence behind, but you're not actually seeing the occupants of these crafts. And then the third kind is when you see the humanoid figures. The fourth kind is when you come in like physical contact with them, I suppose. Maybe you shake hands. I don't know. Grab a beer. Fifth kind is abduction. And
that's when they touch you.
And that's when they touch you. Yes.
Oof.
In all the places. So we were on a tangent.
You're talking about Men in Black.
Yeah, so Men in Black. So when people see aliens or they get abducted and they actually don't even have to talk about it. Apparently Men in Black will just come to their houses. They know that they saw something and they come to erase your memory. Kind of like the movie. Or to threaten you. The reports differ. So thoughts on that? Because I was saying like aliens, like Men in Black are aliens. I mean, that's what I believe. They're in suits, but they're showing themselves as humans, so you trust them and let them in your home, and then they erase your memory or do something to you.
The other option is it's like the Men in Black movies, where it's like we have like a humans and aliens. We're like, yeah, we know about each other. You can't tell the general populace though.
The aliens
like,
are all
their britches.
They're all funky, and Will Smith is there.
Yeah, and anyways, where that option, so it's kind of like, oh, the alien comes in and he's like, oh shit, dude, I totally fucking. My hand slipped, I abducted the person, my finger went in their anus, I gotta get you to take care of this for me. And they're like, okay.
Too much
all
evidence.
Right. Yeah. We'll take care of this. You go back in your UFO, we, pay a fee, fill out a form, And then they go to the house, and that's why they know about it in the first place. And they're like, hey, what's up, neuralizer? Bye-bye.
I mean, yeah.
Or is the usual report that they forget things? Or...
The usual report is just that they, people are either followed, or the Men in Black talk to them and threaten them. But actually, a lot of them are not, like, they come to a well, I guess they wouldn't remember that.
Yeah.
But so yeah, never mind. Okay. So, anyway, I think they're among us. I also think they did the pyramids. I think aliens did the pyramids. I think they helped with the pyramids.
Okay.
I also think they helped Hitler.
Why? What the fuck?
Not sure.
I have not heard that one before.
Well, there's a lot. There's a lot, man.
Oh my god.
No, I don't actually believe that one, but that one's really interesting. Like that, like the reason the Germans had such advanced technology during the Second World War was because of alien aid.
Classic.
So. And also that I don't know if I believe all these, but I'm just
fun,
the ones that I know. I'm just noting these. Also that there are aliens in the Antarctic.
There are aliens inside of us right now, piloting us like little meat
Dude,
suits.
if you're a Scientologist, you believe that you are actually an alien in a human vessel.
Thetans, right?
Yes.
That's what they're called?
Yes.
Oh boy. Sorry to any Scientologists listening, but I think your belief is a sham.
I'm not trying to alienate the Scientologist community, so don't come for them. Okay, a listener is a listener. But yeah, I have also heard. I mean, all kinds of crazy shit. Really, there's no.
Oh yeah, no end to
that they're connected to
bullshit.
like Bigfoot, like that that they created Bigfoot. Like they took a human, like a probe went wrong, and it became hairy and huge.
Oh,
like,
probe went wrong. Just oopsied it in the wrong hole, like.
Let me think of what other ones I know. That they can that they can communicate with you telepathically, so they can get in your dreams and tell you something via dreams. I did have a really spooky dream about an alien once, and when I woke up, this is kind of funny, but like it actually did freak me out at the time. I had a dream that like an alien came and visited me, and obviously I think this was a dream, and I'm gonna keep believing that because as much as I talk about aliens, I'm actually terrified of them.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, they'll destroy your ass, man.
I'm keeping that belief that this was a dream. But as soon as I woke up, I had this like I don't know if I ever told you, but I had this shape like burned
Oh.
into my mind, and I had to draw it. And I lost that drawing, but like purposefully. I was like, "Fuck this!" After a couple of days, because I
Yeah.
was like, "What do I do with this?" So I asked people.
Was it like a letter?
No, it was like a symbol. It was like
Yeah.
it was intricate, and I just remembered it really well. And I was like, "Well, that's weird that I can remember that so well," but okay.
This doesn't sound at all like the start to a horror movie.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing ever came of it, obviously. And yeah, that was freaky. So anyway, I was tying that in with the concept of dreams, so they can get in your dreams and they can talk to you. I think that like the amount of scary videos that I watched late at night while I was in college, I really think that this was it. And then the power of suggestion like made it worse, because once I woke up and remember this symbol, if anything, like thinking that maybe this was something else made me like burn it into my mind even more. And I was like,
Yeah.
and then I became super suggested.
Oh yeah.
Like deep down, I truly think that's what it was, but it is kind of freaky and spooky and scary to think like, oh my god, the pyramids,
Yes.
Hitler, they're among
Yes.
us, and
They make really good Chinese food, right?
have you tried their Chinese food?
I have not. Or have I?
Another thing, that there are different types of aliens. That's a big
Oh,
thing
yeah,
about
yeah.
aliens. There's the Greys.
Yeah.
There are. That's literally all I know. But another. I know
There's like the short gray ones and then the tall gray
yes,
ones.
there, and then there's the like weird long limby like golden ones. The ones with small heads, big heads, the ones that are literally like translucent beings made out of light because they're like interdimensional beings.
The big squid monsters.
Yes, the
from-
ones that look like, I mean, literal like Aryan stereotypes from Planet Xenu. Like, that's like a thing, which gets kind of weird, but you know.
Racial
Yeah.
theory.
Oh my god, that was a
Oh.
big clap. Sorry. Everyone's earphones. Sorry. There is okay. So Ashley and I, we are from California, up north, and by where we used to live, there was a mountain, Mount Shasta. Apparently, I read recently that a lot of people think that there is an alien race living under Mount Shasta. Have you heard of this?
I remember I visited the town nearby, and there was a crazy lady in the McDonald's while we were there trying to eat. I want to say it was McDonald's. Might have been somewhere else.
Okay.
She said that they were Russians living under Mount Shasta. That was her statement. You just dug up this memory from like my first year of high school. Good lord.
I mean,
She thought it was Russians, could be aliens, could be both. Maybe they're conspiring.
these fucking they're everywhere,
Enemies
dude.
of
So
the
you,
state, man.
honestly, it's not that far fetched. No, but have you heard about the aliens though?
Maybe it's something.
This is a thing. The name of the aliens is the Lemurians, and apparently they have a secret underground city under Mount Shasta, and they built it so they would be safe from the disruptions of the surface world. This sounds a lot like Aquaman. Today, it is believed, according to this random article that I'm reading, that this city, this underground city in Mount Shasta, houses 1.5 million of these aliens. So, it's a big ass city. That's like half of San Diego.
Tiny aliens.
Or tiny aliens. Although there was this lady I read. I mean, this lady that claimed to talk to the Lemurians once. She said that she was so she lived nearby where we live, which makes it kind of close to home. It's kind of weird. And she was camping and she saw these two people. They were beautiful and like
Aryan.
blonde. Yeah. So,
Aryan.
yeah.
Classic name.
Yeah, and she approached them, and they started talking to her, and she felt just like, I don't know, hypnotized by their grace and beauty. I don't know. And then they started telling her that they were like, they just outright admitted it. So really, they were Lemurians, and they were here to like warn people of like stop polluting. They're very eco-friendly Aryans. So
Also, background, that area is also full of hippies, including my grandparents. Fun fact.
yeah, it's full of hippies.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. Lemurians. So what else? Living in the Antarctic. Oh, that Atlanteans. So people who lived in the city of Atlantis, which was totally a real city. Yes. That they were actually aliens. That's a big theory.
What?
For
fun? Shits and giggles? Man.
Yeah, a
Let's
lot
think
of
of all the things we can explain with aliens. Engineering, no.
Aliens.
Yeah, aliens, guys. Are you fucking idiots?
I mean, it's still engineering because aliens still have to engineer the thing that we're stealing from them. So it's just that their engineering is so amazing and advanced that
That's incredible. They could lift a 1.2 ton block of rock.
they can make this big ass fucking cat man figure
No,
and put it
that's
in
the
the middle of the
Sphinx.
desert.
That is not the pyramids.
But they help with that too.
Did they?
Okay, here's the thing. Another thing.
Wait. Was the Sphinx modeled after the aliens?
Yes.
Cat people.
Yes, that's actually what I'm going to talk
Oh.
about. The reason that the Egyptians have so many cat people in their hieroglyphs is because they met with aliens, their friends, their BFFs, who obviously helped them make the pyramids at the time, and they started like recording them because they were like, well, these people live among us, we might as well start recording them in our stone fucking drawings, and they looked like cats, and that's the reason why they venerate cats so much.
Let's
because
get to the core of this. The furries are gonna be hyped.
yes.
Oh my god.
Okay, wait a second. Actually, and I remember a different theory, which is kind of like a branch off of this one, which is
Yes.
that cats are all aliens, or that they at least come from aliens, which is why aliens look like men with cat heads,
Uh-huh.
and modern cats are just like, like generations down that, basically, and that's why they look different.
So it's like the cat-headed aliens fucked like the local fauna?
I'm not sure.
Is that the idea?
But the aliens look like the cat people in Egyptian hieroglyphs. That's the theory, and they brought cats to this world, and now we venerate cats.
Well, I do clean up her shit. So I think that counts.
Or at least the Egyptians venerated cats, and it's
Yeah.
because they look like their owners, and their owners help them so much. So that's the thing, and that's why they're in the drawings.
Supposedly.
Yes, another one is, because this is all.
Yeah, let's addendum. Important last.
In case it wasn't
Yeah.
clear,
Yeah.
like all this shit I'm spewing is just.
Shit.
I believe some of it to some extent, not the cat one, but.
What if they were dog people? Are you a dog person?
No, okay. Also, that the pharaohs,
Yeah.
they were aliens. They were all alien descendants,
Well,
and
yeah,
that's
the whole idea is like the pharaohs are like the air
the-
quotes here gods. And
Yes.
that was why they had the right to rule. That's a very common thing in monarchies.
Yeah,
It's
and-
like, well, the reason that I get to do all this stuff and you guys get to play in the dirt is because I am a god or descended from gods.
Yes.
Which is also, fun fact, why they had a lot of incesty marriages.
Yes.
Because otherwise you're diluting the god juice.
Yes.
You know?
You don't want to dilute that, because
Instead, let's concentrate it, get some real fucked up kids. Alright? Let's just see where this goes.
but at least they're divine. Anyway, what I was gonna say was that specifically the pharaoh, or what was it? I forget. But pharaohs were supposed to be like the sons of the sun, and
like, is that S-U-N?
yeah, of the sun, like the celestial body. They were all supposed to be that, and a lot of people think that they were aliens because, well, it's kind of convoluted, but there are some Egyptian hieroglyphs of like people venerating the sun, but the sun's rays look very strange. I'm sure I can show you some images
Well, that's
later.
artistic style.
I mean, yes, or aliens.
Have you seen the way they draw people? Like, everyone has two left hands and two
Yes,
left feet.
but even like within the context of the weirdness, it's still rather strange. It gets pretty weird. There are weird images of the sun, blah blah blah. One other weird one is this hieroglyph of these Egyptians propping up what seems to be
It looks like a light bulb.
it looks like a light bulb,
Like a long,
like a
skinny
huge light
Or
bulb.
like an eggplant with a little, like, curly Q in it.
Yes, and then there's like a snake coming out. I mean, like,
A snake.
yeah, it's
Not a snake.
I mean, that has an eye. That's a snake. So we looked at some weird images. What were you gonna say, Ashley?
If I could name off the top of my head all the times that we have looked at ancient stuff and been like, hey, I think this is that, and then we were totally fucking wrong, I could just list
I mean,
them all day.
but some of them are really strange. And how do you know we were totally fucking wrong? Like, have you ever seen the one of the like ancient cell phone? It's like from the Middle Ages, and it's like a cell phone found in. We'll have to look this up.
Revealed.
Yeah. So
I need to read this.
we're going on a little tangent about the 800-year-old cell phone. It's real, and it's proof of time travel.
Yes, we definitely both agreed on that.
This podcast is everywhere. It's just fucking all over the place. Ancient cell phone brought by aliens.
Ancient
it happened.
cell phone. Looked like a big fat rock. How do we know how old it is?
It
Did
ha-
we do carbon dating? I couldn't read the rest of the article, so we don't know.
It was the fucking aliens that actually stopped fighting it.
Obviously. No simpler explanation other than aliens.
Okay, let's touch on one final thing. So aliens are here. Okay, I think they've been here for a long time. I think they're among us. Okay, let's talk about, let's say they're not among us, or if they are, all of a sudden they become hostile. Or let's talk more Stephen Hawking terms. So this guy said a bunch of times that he thought that he didn't think that aliens were here, but he did think that aliens were fairly intelligent, like even humanoid-ish, if you can say that, and that if they ever did come, and their intentions weren't the best, that an alien attack would look, because we have this, I think, especially in American zeitgeist, this idea that if the aliens come, it's gonna be some Independence Day shit, and like Will Smith is gonna come save the day, and like I don't know, like yeah. So, but he thought that it would be a lot more like Christopher Columbus and Indians, and we wouldn't be Christopher Columbus.
No, we would not.
So, thoughts on that? Thoughts on, okay, so you think there is intelligent life? Let's
Yeah.
take it to intelligent life comes here.
Yeah.
What do you think happens?
Depends on their intent.
Okay, their intent is to collect resources for their home planet.
Okay, we probably don't want to give up those resources.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a bit of a struggle. If they have interplanetary fuck me, interplanetary travel, they have that technology, we're probably fucked.
Yeah.
I've read enough science fiction. I know where that's going. We're going to get boned.
Or this is some War of the World shit where like American chauvinism doesn't save the day, but the fucking flu does.
Oh yeah.
So honestly,
So it's like, okay, so in this continued metaphor, yeah, Christopher Columbus fucked them up, but then he brought syphilis back to Europe.
yeah.
Ooh.
So who really got fucked? The Indians, but
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get a last little like fuck you.
We do get a lot, but we still fucking die.
Before being enslaved.
Yeah, and her story
Or
is
which is better, dying as a race or being enslaved? But then enslaved, you come back, get a nice
I just
revolution.
I mean, in general, probably like enslaved. But personally, in an individual level, fuck that. I've
I'd rather
seen way
be
too many
dead.
movies. I'd rather be dead. I'm no emo. I'm just scared of some War of the World scenario happening. And man, that movie was scary. Especially Tom Cruise's performance. It was
Tom
bad.
Cruise's performance.
Dakota Fanning, though, we stand. But yeah, scary shit.
I have read some science fiction where, because the usual thing is like, oh, the aliens are like smarter or stronger, they can like totally fuck us up, where it flips it on the head, where it's like, oh, humans are actually super tough. We live on like the death world, like we're the Australia of space, where we have like these horrible conditions, and we're all like super fucking like dense and meaty, and we can like tear apart fucking aliens with our bare hands. Where, for example, like the like.
That's some big as
Yeah.
wish fulfillment like literature.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hardcore. Just jerking ourselves off as a race, But it is interesting. I've seen some like pretty interesting stuff where it's like, oh, these like alien races are like super fragile, or their like immune systems don't work the same way.
Yeah, they're like the aliens in science, where they like burn with water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the flu kills them, like in World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was just Orson Welles and
Yeah.
Mel Gibson jerking themselves off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like the specific example, one that I've read, don't remember the title, but it's basically like these super hostile. It's like if you're familiar with Star Trek, the like Klingons.
Yeah.
Basically come to Earth and they're like, you know what? Fuck these guys. We're gonna fuck them up.
Yeah.
And they like a group of them drops down in the middle of like a fucking hockey game. And they start shooting people, but their weapons are for like squishy aliens. So they like shoot the people, and it's like getting like punched. You know? And so they proceed to get the shit beaten out of them by these fucking hockey players. So that's just a fun idea.
That's cool.
It's
I like that.
Like ironic. It's like, oh, you came to fuck shit up, but you're actually in like the worst place you could be. Like maybe football would be worse. I don't know. Football's less brawling.
It feels almost like spooky children's literature, like
Yes.
R.L. Stein. I like it.
Yeah.
It's playful.
Where it's like, oh, they thought they could fuck us up, but we fucked them up.
Yeah.
Ha-ha. Even though that's probably not.
Yeah. No. Oh, okay. Now, flip it on its head. So there's also the more pacifist possibility that aliens are, as a matter of fact, so advanced that even resource collection is really a non-issue for them because they subsist on, I don't know, fucking air because they're light beings or something.
The rays of the sun.
Yeah, exactly. And they're more. I don't know if you ever seen the Steven Spielberg movie AI. Well, at the end, there's this like translucent, allegedly like interdimensional aliens that come to Earth, and they're all like super peaceful and made out of light, and they don't talk; they just communicate with their minds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, like if we already think they're advanced, really, if you just push that like dial a little bit more, like maybe they're so advanced that they're just these interdimensional gods basically, and they actually came to bring they actually come to bring like knowledge upon us instead of destruction. So.
Yeah, no, a common metaphor that I like is like, say for example, for speaking of metaphors here, which is the best way to speak.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, why haven't aliens contacted us if they exist? It's like, why would you stop and talk to an ant?
Wow,
if
that's
they're like
deep.
such supreme beings, and we are but bugs beneath their feet.
Why wouldn't you squish that ant though?
Huh?
Squish that fucking ant. I mean, that's what aliens think.
Well, no, they're peaceful.
Well,
aliens.
I guess.
They don't want to squish it. They're just gonna like pick it up on a piece of paper and put it outside.
Yeah,
like
I
a
guess
little
if they're
spider.
that advanced, they don't have that like primal human need to, when you see something small and defenseless, either protect it or just fucking squish it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of mean. Hopefully they evolved past that. Yeah, that's true. That's true though. Yeah, maybe they live in a fucking mansion of a planet. Earth is the fucking anthill.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're little ants.
With our little ant antenna and our little ant feet.
Okay. Well, I think we have come to no conclusions.
No conclusions, but lots of fun shit.
And
Good stuff. We had lots of like nice metaphors going
yes.
on.
Yeah, we agree on nothing. I think you think I'm batshit crazy.
A little bit. I wouldn't say bad shit, but just.
I think you're just not enlightened, honestly.
I think you're gullible.
That's the end of this episode.
Yeah. Let's pause so we can beat the shit out of each other
Yes.
now. So we've established our opposing points of view.
Everyone, I hope you enjoyed this little side episode. Again, remember that you can find us on all podcast listening platforms. We are on Spotify and SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn. You can also find us on Twitter at Talk Scary. Tweet us your suggestions for future episodes, all of you 5. And we will talk to you soon.
Thank you for having me.